strong.
Welcome back to Crypto for Freedom, where we talk about gaining financial freedom through the cryptocurrency markets. It's been a few days since I've done a video, but I'm really excited to be making tonight's video. If you guys like the content, make sure to leave a like on the video. Let's jump into Dogecoin. All right, you guys, zooming back into the 5-day chart, you can see that Dogecoin is still making higher highs and higher lows in this ascending channel, but we are near the bottom side of the channel right now. Zooming out, you can see that we're actually also in a descending parallel channel, making lower lows and lower highs. Now, in my opinion, Dogecoin is probably going to come back up and hit this channel again, the top of this descending channel. And if we're lucky and Dogecoin is able to break out above 26 cents or above 27 or 28 cents by November 2025, then we could see Dogecoin going on a parabolic run. Make sure to stick around to the end of the video to see where I think Dogecoin is going to end up this cycle. Now, we can see that every time that Dogecoin comes to a low, it comes back to the top of this channel within 35 days. This time, when it come to the low here, it came to the top of the channel within 30 days. And are we going to see Dogecoin come back to the top of this channel within 30 days, bringing Dogecoin past 27 cents up to 35 cents. Now, I still think that Dogecoin is going to come up and make a higher high this cycle, because the trend is your friend until the end, and until Dogecoin does anything else besides make a higher high, I'm going to assume that it's going to make a higher high, because you can see in 2017 Dogecoin made a high and then went into a 3-year bear market, and then in 2021 broke out, came up and make a new high, and then went into a 3-year bear market. And Dogecoin is one of the only cryptocurrencies to continually make an all-time high in each one of its cycles. XRP in the 2021 cycle did not make a new all-time high, and a lot of the other coins did not make new all-time highs. Now, this is on the 14-day chart. You can see that the Stochastic RSI is overbought, and last time it was overbought, the price dipped down 70%, and we already saw an 80% drop. I'm starting to get a little bit bearish here, you guys, to be honest, because if we take a look at Bitcoin and we zoom in on the 5-day chart, that Bitcoin is starting to want to break down out of this rising wedge like we've been talking about. We could come back up into this triangle and make a new all-time high, and I think that is pretty likely. My price target for Bitcoin this cycle was roughly 180K. And if that happened, I think Dogecoin, could potentially come up and make a new high. Now, back here in the 2021 cycle, Dogecoin was able to, break out from the old range and find a new high in 126 days. And, if Dogecoin was going to come up and have a new high within 126 days, we could see a peak by January. And last cycle, Dogecoin did, 28,000, 29,000% move. Back in the 2017 cycle, Dogecoin did like a 8,000% move. And I just still think it's pretty possible that Dogecoin could come up and see a massive move. And on the 5-day, you can see that the Stochastic RSI is starting to get oversold. And last time it got oversold, back over here, and we came up to the top, that we saw a pump here to correspond with that. When we were oversold over here on the Stochastic RSI and we came up, we saw a massive pump. And we were oversold here, came up and saw a massive pump. So could we see it, us hang down here for a couple more weeks before we come up to the top of this channel? Sure. But like I was saying, things are going to happen real fast. And you guys have to have your plans ready. You have to have your profit-taking strategies ready. I've already taken life-changing gains, you guys. I sold a little bit right over here on September 26th, I think, at around 27, 26 cents at the top, near the top of this channel. That's where you buy your TV, guys. Like, you hang on tight and hodl, and when you take profits up here, then you can go get a new TV. And that's what I did. But I also paid off my car. And to me, that's life-changing gains, you guys. Like, paid off my car. I paid off one of my credit cards. I'm making a plan to pay off my other credit card. I've been saving cash for my emergency fund so I can buy the dip. I've been working harder and harder and harder building this channel and building my other business. So if you guys like the content, make sure to smash the like, you guys, and leave a comment. Help with the algorithm. Go down in the playlist and check out all my other videos too, you guys. I have playlists of all my other videos. And, I still think Dogecoin has a chance to come up and make a new high this cycle. And, zooming out on the weekly chart, once we break out of this downtrend, boom, downtrend, boom, downtrend, breakout, breakout. Could we end up seeing an 8,000% gain to see Dogecoin come all the way up to, $10, $11. It may not be likely, but it could happen. Anything could happen, especially if Bitcoin goes on some crazy run. And, just make sure to do your own research, though, and you guys always want to have an emergency fund on the sideline. You want to be debt-free. You want to have multiple streams of income coming in. That way you can protect your investments with your income and your emergency fund, and that way you can continually DCA into the market. Always begin with the end of the mind, and always have a strategy to conquer these markets, you guys. You can't just be all in on one outcome either. You have to have multiple outcomes in mind and have planned for multiple different scenarios. So, could this be the beginning of the end where November 2024 was the high for the cycle? I mean, it could be. It could be like 93% drop there. So if we saw a 93% drop from here, that would bring Dogecoin all the way down to low, real low. So, but I think we're going to see diminishing losses. So I think we could be seeing less, like only like a 90%. But I don't think we're going that low. I think we're going to a new paradigm of money, you guys. I think, I think that the previous I think that the next bear market is going to be way above the previous all-time high, just like it was in the last cycle here, where we were, 200% above the previous all-time high. So don't sleep on Dogecoin, you guys. Hold your convictions, hold your plays, stay strong. Thanks for joining the channel. Make sure to subscribe if you're new around here. Smash the likes. And just remember, none of this is financial advice. Always do your own research. And we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.